Just press to go live. We're not okay. Now we're live. Now we're live. Just in time. Imagine if that was the first words that came out. That'd be misconstrued.
Yeah.
Right. So, hello. Welcome. We are live. It is Slam Jam time, guys. So first things first. Well, we're going to be discussing Crown Jewel. SmackDown happened earlier. Took me by surprise. I wasn't ready for it. I haven't seen it yet. But I don't mind discussing all the spoilers. TNA battled NXT this week. AEW are battling for relevancy. No, I'm joking. I had to say it there. And we're going to discuss all of this and so much more after the intro.
We're locked in a cage. It's the Slam Jam Show. We're dynamite. You better feel alive. We're better than you, and you know it. Yeah. If you don't like it, we got two words for you. Slam Jam. Slam Jam. Feel the power.
Okay, so yeah, we're here. So welcome to Slam Jam, one and all. I am David, but more importantly, we have Dave and Gav with us. Say hello to the people, Gav.
Hi, guys.
Okay, Dave, say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone. I'm not going to do an impression of Chris Jericho's catchphrases and then do a Hulk Hogan thing because I am a decent person.
What was Jericho's catchphrase?
Hi, guys.
Oh, okay. Oh, come on. Yeah, okay. That's like one that people probably say it. That is probably the most quoted pro wrestling catchphrase unintentionally of all time, then.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys though. That I've had a bit of a stressful week, but my fears were allayed yesterday, and I'm going to get a bit emotional about this one because I'm just so glad that WWE were able to keep Santos Escobar to a contract. I was so relieved. Where would they be without that guy? Oh.
Game changer, absolutely. I'll be honest, I cannot remember a single one of his matches. Like I know I've seen them. I know that he could do some stuff that was like good, but I was not at all invested in this character.
All I remember is him whistling on the ring apron. That's about it. He does that. It's kind of
good.
I can't whistle like that anyway, so I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, there's been lots of memes and stuff saying about, he went to Dynamite, they introduced him to the Don Callis family and he left. So I don't know. Like, good for him. He's got a contract. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Like, unless they are going to bung him into AAA, then what's his potential in WWE?
I read yesterday that today rather that was his original booking was going to be him and the Garzas as like the AAA like champions. He was going to get the Dominic push as the mega champion.
Wow.
But things obviously just changed up, and they went with Dominic, which was the right decision.
100%.
Yeah. And so that was allegedly what they were originally going to do with him. But apparently they've got a whole new creative plan for him. I'm sure he'll be answering Sami Zayn's open challenge at some point, and that's the big push for him.
Yeah. Like I did read something saying that he wanted to discuss creative, and that was fair enough. It's important, I tell you what, I always find it a bit annoying when you see like these Kevin Nash quotes where it's like, "I'm just there for the paycheck. so I'll lay down for anyone if as long as the money's right. It's like, but you were Oz. Like, you know, if you didn't politic and do the whole click thing, you would have been Oz and at best a bodyguard forever. You know, you do have to think about your push.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say anything because I put a lot of guys over. I don't even think I've actually won a match, but hey.
Oh man! I tell you what. Okay? So who is probably, because one of the things I keep seeing clips this week. I don't know how recent the interview is Dolph Ziggler saying about when he was had to lose to Goldberg and he asked to get out of his contract, and the way he got out of his contract was like, "You're paying me WrestleMania main event money to be to job like like a local guy."
Right.
And Vince was like, "Oh, I'll think about it," and then did let him go. Right?
Yeah.
Who has probably had like the most? Dolph Ziggler comes to my mind as someone who's just absolutely loses the most, jobs the most, yet is clearly above that in terms of talent, connection with the fans, and everything.
It's probably Miz.
Miz too. Yeah, that's a good point. Like Miz, it's crazy. He's a 2-time world champion now. Yeah. He lays down so quickly in matches.
Because I was going to say, like, that's the thing, because you do get a lot of guys that are really giving. Because again, I'm going to break the fourth wall. It's not real. So it doesn't really matter. Look, it does matter if you're winning. But I mean, the grand scheme of it, it's like just telling a story. So
yeah.
If it helps the story to, you know,
yeah.
But again, then goes involved and all that.
If I was in the ring, I'd be like, I'd be like Kurt Angle when he first got contact that phone call. He's like, "I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I don't lose."
Yeah.
You know. And then actually look at Angle lost quite a lot. Like he had an undefeated streak for a while, but he lost loads, and he was put over as someone that he played the fool. You know, he often got as a heel, he'd get his comeuppance and all stuff like this. You know, so right. But anyway, guys, what else? To quote Cody, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I was going to talk about, speaking of like stories about losing and everything like that. Did you see this story that was posted about Undertaker on his podcast? Stated quite clearly, absolutely objectively, that he never at any point had any influence on his wife Michelle McCool's booking and anything like that. But then Freddie Prinze Jr. came out with a story about how basically he had his whole angle planned for Michelle McCool to lose the Divas or Women's title at a Royal Rumble, and then that would be it for her, and they go on to WrestleMania where it's going to be like Beth Phoenix versus Karma or something like that. This is how far back it goes, and she apparently was very, very upset. And he admits that he probably should have run it by a little bit easier first to sort of like go in there, but sort of just like dropped it all on her. And then he got told later by Michael Hayes, "Yeah, your angle is gone." So what do you mean it's gone? Well, she talked to Taker talked to Vince, it's gone.
Oh wow. Well, see, this is the thing. Someone like Freddie Prinze Jr., but you don't know who a lot of these other writers that they just bring in is, who they are. But Freddie Prinze Jr., obviously, he'd got a profile as an actor, a Hollywood guy. So he is someone who we keep hearing from, even though he hasn't actually done that. You know, he wasn't in WWE that long and hasn't been, other than, do you remember, like, for the last 2 years, it's going to be Freddie Prinze Jr. is opening a wrestling promotion.
Yeah.
It's just, but like we hear a lot. And so he is in a position where he can just come out and say this stuff. And one, it will get heard. And two, he's got nothing to lose. So. Yeah. Dev is here. Hello, Dev.
Hi.
How you doing?
So, fun fact, Dave Meekin is currently anti-programming us.
Okay, like no one who may potentially be watching or listening to this will know what that means, but good for Dave. Do check out his gaming channel, Dave MC, who does Geek Battle and stuff.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, good. That was a fun wrestling facts there, Dev. Now, let's talk about, since you've got Invasion on the screen, but it was renamed to Showdown. Let's talk about NXT versus TNA this week. I've seen highlights. I didn't watch the whole thing.
No.
But for me, the Hardy Boys won the NXT tag team titles. Now, other than I blame Jeff for this. Jeff went to AEW, and then he carried over he pretended to be on drugs to get out of his WWE contract, like we spoke about a week ago. And then he actually lived it in AEW. So even when they eventually brought him back, they never gave them the tag team titles. So they could have been the absolute closest to doing it all. And yeah,
it's Jeff's fault. You're quite right.
It is Jeff's fault.
Yeah, and you believe this other fact as well. Obviously, with the Hardys now as the double champions, they're now defending both those titles against Team 3D at Bound for Glory.
I know. So actually, check this out. I hope Team 3D win, because the Hardys have had the NXT tag titles now. The Dudleys haven't. So the Dudleys could get that, because unlike the Hardys, they had the ECW tag team titles. So it would just mean that if Bubba can convince Devon just to keep this going a little bit longer, and they finally go to AEW, they would be NWA, WCW, ECW, WWF, WWE, AEW, and NXT and TNA tag team champions.
It would be any AEW. They've not done that yet.
That's what I mean. That's if they win the NXT tag belts, then they just need to keep it going. I know, because Devon doesn't really. He's coming back for this, right? And so they should win this. And then I don't understand why it never worked out for Devon, not for Devon, for Bubba Ray, why he never went to AEW. I just don't get why he didn't do it.
I'll tell you why, because he's a dickhead.
Yeah, but he was always a dickhead.
No, but I mean a legitimate dickhead.
Look, he always was. You watch some of the stuff and some of the shoot interview kind of stuff about his time in ECW. Devon was the one that people could communicate with. Bubba Ray was just, he would be throwing people into the crowd and stuff like this. So
this is how much of a dickhead he is. There's a UK promotion called Revolution Pro Wrestling, a very probably the biggest UK promotion at the moment.
Andy's one, right?
And Andy Gordon's the promoter. And a number of years ago, they did a lot of work with Ring of Honor, and they had Ring of Honor did a UK tour at the time as well. So they had a show on the York Hall and Bethnal Green the day before Ring of Honor were going to do a show at York Hall, Bethnal Green. So they had a little bit of a cross promotion. So they had people like Dalton Castle and the Briscoes on this show as well. And Bully Ray was on it as well, because he was working for Ring of Honor at the time. He apparently was such a dick to work with that they did not include his match on the VOD.
What? That's silly.
So that's how much of a prick he apparently was.
Wow. I mean, do you know what? I'll say fair play to them, but that's good. That later on, that match will be something that they can be like, we have a lost match from history. That
no, I was there for the show.
Nobody wants to see it. I was there too. Nobody wants to see it.
It was fine. It was nothing special. It was Bully Ray doing this. I'm at a house show. I'm going to do the friendly stuff. Everyone wants.
Was he against Shaw Samuels?
Yeah, against Shaw Samuels. So at the time was in a feud with another guy on the roster, and was the face of it, but he had to play the heel because Bubba was like, "No, I'm the face here."
Yeah.
Me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so good. Now, so let's come back to NXT versus TNA. Dave, you're 100% right on the money with the guest referee situation.
I was, wasn't I?
Yeah, 100% right. So it makes me suspicious that they'd actually announced it now, but because you guessed that Joe Hendry would be the men's special ref and Jordan Grace would be the women's special ref, playing into the fact that obviously they are children from they are Romeo and Juliet splitting both sides of the equation. Yeah.
As I didn't see the show, but there was a few interesting choices of, let's say, with the Hardys. I think it's the highlight, definitely with in terms of the booking of it. And I didn't see the entire show, but it was like it was a similar result, really, wasn't it? It was like two from one side on the women's, the NXT one, the women's one with two of them, and TNA won the men's one with two of them. It was a strange booking choice.
Yeah.
That one.
Dev,
I watched the show and it was good. And like the Ethan Page and Ali match was like amazing to me, but the ending was weird as hell because Ali's leg got caught in some cables, and that's what he was trying to do, a top rope thing. His leg was caught in some cables when they did the table spot beforehand. So that's how Ethan Page won the match.
Yeah.
And that part was like really like elongated, where he was trying to like get the cable off his leg, and Ethan woke up and like tried to like hit him and stuff. It's like that part was convoluted, but apart from that, the match itself was good. And with the NXT tag team, the Survivor Series matches,
Yeah,
they tried to tell too many stories in one match, where you had the rivalries, the infighting, the who's the actual leader, including like they had a Jakar Jackson storyline like coming back, and Kiana James being a part of TNA, even though she was in NXT, and Trick Williams abandoning Ricky Starks, and Ricky Starks somehow beating 4 of them, like 2 of the 4 by himself. I'm not sure how he even did that.
Oh, that's
Like, that was bad for
the
him.
Survivor Series trope, though, isn't it? You had someone was on their own and like would come from behind, but just lose at the end. I didn't necessarily mind that so
Yeah.
much, but they were sort of, especially the one against Leon Slater, was kind of like an out of nowhere sort of quick advantage,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So and he's NXT champion. It shouldn't be looked like they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
They shouldn't lose in a clean sweep. None of the teams should have lost on a clean sweep. So
Hmm,
it was
yeah.
right to do. I just found it quite interesting that it was the same result essentially on each side.
Yeah. Like thinking back to it though, having Obafemi in the Ricky Starks spot would have been better and more believable than Ricky Starks coming back. But Obafemi being in the place of Ricky Starks, the exact same situation would have been better for the storyline.
Well, it would have been more believable as well.
Yeah.
Like I said this last week, I'm not sold on Ricky Starks as a world champion, right? Like when he was in AEW and there was the whole thing with Punk, literally when Punk left, and it was obviously going to be, is he going to get the real world championship? I was just like, Ricky Starks isn't there yet, like at all, and he still isn't in NXT. I think there's some stuff on his presentation that really needs working on, and just like in ring, he's great and he's entertaining, but I'm not convinced he's a world champion. If he was at WrestleMania next year and it's like he's won an Intercontinental title, I'll be like, okay, he's coming up, but yeah, they're jumping the gun with him just because it's the NXT title. This is why they have an NXT North American title and stuff like this. They have mid-card titles.
Yeah.
I actually liked his run in AEW. And I was actually hoping that he was going to actually beat Punk just to give him a bit of a run and give him that experience. I don't know. I agree with what you're saying as well. He does need a lot more work. I haven't seen his NXT stuff, but I was actually thinking, wouldn't mind seeing something different with maybe Punk chasing him for the title as well. But
yeah, well, but what was it? All I'd say on the Punk front there is that to me that's an example of just sharing the ring with Punk was enough elevation for him at that time.
Yeah,
if he'd taken the real world championship off of Punk, that would have really killed that whole storyline to me, because that whole thing was a mess anyway. It was like, well, is this an actual belt? What does this mean? And then different people are now defending it. You know,
oh wow. Okay.
Oh no, it's not still going now.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
No, but that would have been the dilemma. Like
Right,
if Starks had won it, then he wins it back. In the annals of history, it is just that Punk had a prop belt, claimed he was the champion when he wasn't, and in that sense, it's like when Ric Flair brought in the NWA title to WWF.
Right.
If it had been changing hands back and forwards, it would have made it like the WCW International World Heavyweight title, where Rick Rude and Sting and Vader or whoever else, I can't remember if Vader won it actually, were world champion, and it's a world championship where people say, oh, but Rick Rude wasn't world champion ever, even though he had the big gold belt.
Yeah.
And this would have been the same deal. So the only way I think that storyline could have gone was Punk versus MJF, I guess, at the time to unify. You know, it should have just been the exact same type storyline as Punk coming back against Cena, and they both got a claim to be world champion.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on, Dev.
Another thing that confused me was instead of having it on the show, which would have made more sense, they booked Jensen versus Zack Ryder for next week.
Yes.
For NXT.
Yeah.
But one, so that really confused
But
me.
isn't he Matt?
Is
He's
still going
Matt
on?
Cardona even in NXT now, isn't he?
Yeah. So you got Mike Cardona next week.
Yeah.
Even though this, I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't have on this show. It was perfect.
Timing maybe.
This-
It's just timing because this wasn't a pay per view. It was.
You can't have everything on. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a pay per
It's
view.
just
You
a
can't have
weekly
everything
show.
on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
one
go ahead, Dev.
one thing I did like about this pay per view was every ex WWE guy in TNA came. The beginning of their entrance was their old WWE theme, and transitioned into the TNA theme.
Do you know what? Because I only seen the highlights. I didn't see that. That is cool. Oh my god! So with Zack Ryder, they should definitely do that.
Yeah.
You know, because I can't.
They did it with Ali and Iconics.
Yeah, I would recognize his Matt Cardona theme, but yeah, woo woo woo.
Yeah, it goes into radio into always ready.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's it. Right. Yeah. So but we did get the. It wasn't necessarily a stabbing your team in the back to defect to the other side, but Trick walked out. He did the old Sid walking out on Hogan spot from years ago, where he just left.
Yeah, so technically, he didn't get eliminated. So technically, that match is actually still going.
What is the rule on that? So, okay, so is there actually an official? What is this situation here? In an elimination match, someone's never tagged in, but they just leave. Is that a way? Could they actually? They'll never do. This might be the best we ever get of Survivor Series again. That it becomes an NXT thing. But imagine someone gaming the system where it's like you just leave immediately, and technically we can never lose.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah, for Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
He's never eliminated.
He's still in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
It might have been quite clever swerve, mightn't it? If they'd done all that stuff with Ricky Starks and then going in there, and then Trick Williams just runs back, knees both guys in the head, and eliminates the two of them. That would have been like a really cocky, like that would have been a really big sort of cocky ending. I want it for Team NXT, and pisses both NXT and TNA off.
Yeah,
that might have been quite good. Now think about it, that might have been quite a good thing. And saying no, I didn't tag in. I'm still in this match. But there we go. Didn't that happen with Undertaker's debut at the Survivor Series 1990? That he tagged out of the match, but then he decided to. But then Dusty Rhodes started beating up Brother Love in the aisle, and then he just went after Dusty Rhodes, and for some reason he got counted out. Yeah, it was like he wasn't legal. Why did he get counted out?
Oh, maybe that is the official ruling. It's like if you leave the arena, we're going to count you out.
If you leave the ring apron, we're counting you out.
Oh yeah, true.
Weird.
Dev.
Something funny I also noticed is, you know how Survivor Series kind of adopted the War Games into their thing?
Yeah.
It feels like they gave NXT the team survival matches as a trade.
Yeah, I don't like it. I didn't like when they brought back War Games that it was an NXT thing. I was like, this was too good. This was probably the best WCW concept that they didn't use for all those years that they could have. And then eventually they brought it over to WWE. But I also remember that WWE, one year, maybe about 2005 or 6 or something, so long ago, they just suddenly announced a November pay-per-view that wasn't Survivor Series. And because of backlash, not the pay-per-view, but because of fan backlash, they then did keep the Survivor Series. But they actually did try to get rid of it one year. Do you guys remember that?
No,
not really.
Yeah, they announced something like 2 or 3 months out, and it wasn't Survivor Series. And then there was a lot of hubbub about it. and then they just did a Survivor Series.
Okay.
And I just think that certainly from Vince, he was willing to throw it away there, but I don't think Triple H is invested in the Survivor Series concept either.
Well,
And it's a shame because the best one ever, in my opinion, I've said this before, was where they had whatever teams, and then at the end they had an ultimate Survivor match.
Yeah, I like that.
And then you had all the heels, and there was like 6 or 7 of them. And then you had Hogan, Warrior, and was it Tito?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so you got to see people twice. You had the story of, they're wrestling injured, and the numbers game is against us. It was the best thing.
It's funny.
But a realistic thing, sorry, Gab, but a realism sort of like situation. It's like, okay, well, then you're basically saying, okay, well, these guys are going to be on one team because they're goodies. These guys are on this time because they're baddies. Why isn't it like a proper match of survival and call it a battle royal and see who actually the ultimate survivor really is? And
no,
that would have been better.
No, like, because you have the teams. They form alliances. They make deals.
Yeah. But then you could have like someone like Rick Martel be the actual slimiest guy and eliminating all his guys at the end or something like that. That could have been there. Look at me, like armchair booking from 20, 35 years ago or something.
5 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked it at the time because it was just sort of one of those weird things, and it is one of the funniest promos of all time in that one because I've got that Survivor Series on tape. I remember the promo with Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and Tito Santana in there. Tito gets like one little line in there saying like, "Yes, we are going to survive," and that's it. Hogan and Warrior to take over everything, and Warrior has the funniest line where he's "You're going to meet the combined powers of Warrior Wildness and Hulkamania and Arrivederci."
Yeah,
that's great. It's like one of these things is not like the other. Like they may as well have put Tito in like a red shirt and called it Star Trek, and that's he's going to get killed off immediately. Oh man. Okay, let's come on to Crown Jewel. Now I haven't seen AEW stuff this week. Any particular AEW highlights before we come on to Crown Jewel?
No, but there was some news at the tapings on Wednesday. Bushi's broken a femur in his leg. Another injury for Kota, which is
femur. Is that like the really long bone?
Yeah.
They had a match with Josh Alexander, and he slipped on the top rope and fell like really hard on the ground.
That takes forever to heal as well.
Yeah, and it's like the second or third major injury he had in the last couple of years and things like that. So ever since he had that injury against Okada in the G1, he took a long time coming back from that. Then he had a double foot injury, something in Noah a little while ago. And he's just come back from that recently. It's like he's only 42.
Wow,
it's scary. He's had these many injuries. He's come back. And every time he's come back, he's not been his former self. I actually think, I haven't said that though. His most recent one's been more like his former self, but we've not seen enough of it. And it just seems that his body's just not willing to participate anymore.
That's the thing. When you go over 40, that's it kind of thing. And it's slower to actually heal. So yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they cover all that on the broadcast because there was an angle. They brought Mark Davis back to Don Carl's family, who's Carl Fletcher's old Aussie Open tag partner, and there was an angle we're going to do with him and then Omega, and he comes out apparently. So that's going to be weird how they're going to. It's going to be interesting how they broadcast that if they do. But sadly, it's the tricks of the business, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Hopefully, speedy recovery.
Yeah. Brutal femur injury. Yeah. Okay, let's come on to Crown Jewel.
Sorry, Dev wanted to say.
No, sorry, go ahead, Dev.
This is sort of breaking news related to Crown Jewel because they announced it there. AJ Styles is retiring next year.
Yeah, just read that.
He shouldn't do. They didn't actually announce that. Oh no!
Yeah, they did.
That's saying next year he's going to be on as well.
Oh, do you know what I hope happens? I hope The Rock comes down and after the match with Cena, and AJ is hugging him, and The Rock's just like this.
We're not doing this shit again.
Just do literally imagine if there was like, oh, your first opponent will be Randy Orton, and then everyone's like, what are you doing? All right. Why would it? Oh, I'm really disappointed in AJ. Don't.
He's said himself. It's just his body. He's getting older.
Yeah,
He's
getting
getting
old.
He wants to have some sort of sustained life for after wrestling.
And he's got his kids as well, hasn't he? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. Look, I just don't like what I think I don't like about it is I don't like the idea that it's because of Cena. They said, oh, okay, I'm now going to announce I'm going to wrestle for the entire next year, and that's it. And they probably going to make it some AJ Styles retirement tour. You know,
Every
you don't
year
want one or whatever. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So just do so, because look, even with Goldberg this year, you know, there was the little bit of like, well, wouldn't that be interesting if I did win the world title? So you're like, oh, so may it not be the retirement? And then obviously he had the match and he was like, I wasn't happy with that. So people are like, oh, so did he retire? So just the idea of doing a year retirement tour, he's going to replay the old hits. Imagine if they'd done that with Flair or with Shawn Michaels. Like you could have never have had the whole like your career is going to be over if you lose this match stakes. If they'd announced it a year before.
Is Survivor Series, is Saturday night's main event going to be the retirement place now? Because you've had
it always was
now.
Yeah,
he's going to do it, and it's always against Gunther.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Is that the way it's going to be?
That's the rumor, isn't it? That it's going to be Gunther and Cena.
Yeah,
I hope not. Dev.
I mean, I hate the fact that they had to have Cena's last match in
Washington
on Saturday's main event. It was because the city bid for it. Basically, the cities are bidding for Cena's last match. So whoever won the bid got the pay-per-view that was on their state, got the last match.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's an interesting thing as a proposition to that's fun. Like they say, oh, John Cena's last match, who wants it? And then there is a spectacle to bid up to.
Yeah.
TKO.
Right though. So Crown Jewel. Let's deal with what we've got here. All right, let's have a quick check in the comments. So, Ghostface says, "Oh, the men's war game match apparently is planned to be Punk Reigns, Fatu, Jay, and Jimmy all night versus Rollins, Breaker, Reed, Lesnar, and Theory. Theory, come off it."
That came up as one of those Facebook things. I know we were talking about the Facebook posts the other week. And, someone was saying, "Oh, it's going to be Austin Theory," and it's like, why on earth would it be Austin Theory?
Yeah, I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be. Okay. And then Maria in the comments says Cena's last match at Saturday night's main event is very lame. I agree. I always need to remember to check the comments more often than I do. But Crown Jewel, let's have a look. Oh no, an audience! If you haven't smashed the subscribe button, please do so. Every little helps. But okay, so Crown Jewel, we have Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. So
the match that Heyman stated that Bronson Reed made famous. No idea where that one came from.
Yeah. But like the funny thing with this is Roman won the last match, didn't he?
Yeah.
This is Australia.
I
think Roman's still winning.
Yes.
I think Roman's winning. If they did it in the UK to us with Drew, I think Roman's still winning.
Yeah.
Dev.
And this is making me laugh on a personal note because I just realized they're filming the Street Fighter movie in Australia. So Roman Reigns is in a Street Fight match while he's filming Street Fighter in Australia.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, so he's going to win, obviously. With a fucking Asian name or something.
I don't know. I think they've as I said, they beat him in Clash of Paris. They've done this whole thing with Reed. I think it's a street fight, so you know the Usos are going to be involved. You know that Bron Breaker's going to be involved. What are the chances that Brock Lesnar gets involved?
Yeah, true.
And ends up
I
doing that.
I don't think he will. They're not. Brock isn't going to fly out to Australia
It's
for
a good
not
point, it's a good
for an
point, yeah.
appearance, not a match.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, it is
No, it's
kind of
Australia.
making an
It may be Crown Jewel, but it's not Saudi.
Yeah, but
So
it is making an
Australia aren't
appearance.
paying that amount.
It's not a match. He just has to go out there, just drop him with an F5.
He's got his private jet.
Easy.
Yeah. Dev.
And like, because it's Australia, SmackDown actually aired earlier today. So we know for a fact that the MTFs won't be involved in the street fight because they're busy with something else. During the SmackDown, they confronted the White Six.
Yeah.
So they're going to build a program on them.
Oh,
so
God,
I don't think they're going to
really?
be involved in this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they got
I
involved.
know they did the bit with Shinsuke returning just as he used to be, rather than with no explanation.
Do you know, that was good.
then the family tree beat them both down, didn't they? I think that's all I read, but I didn't know they'd done anything with the Wyatts. Oh God, that's gonna be a fucking train wreck.
You know, this morning.
I think they're going to come and get involved with a lot of things now. That's going to be their thing.
Yeah.
With all the matches and
Yeah. I don't know. We've said this before. I don't even think the Wyatt Six can be rehabilitated now into something meaningful. It's just a tag team with a manager, like a woman that doesn't have any matches in her own right, and then a nostalgia heavy on the outside who doesn't have matches either.
I was going to say, like, it just made me today. It just made me miss Bray and Brody more. It's just like, what's it become? I think they should get rid of it now.
Do you know? I think it probably can't be rehabilitated, but if they did something really good, really meaningful, like as soon as they were doing this, I was like, oh my God, Uncle Howdy is going to be suddenly a main eventer.
Right.
You know, we're going to see what he can really do. And obviously they had zero faith in him from the get-go of this. And it's like, well, you're there because it makes sense because of Bray.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason you're there. And you're here to continue to sell Bray Wyatt merchandise. That's all it is. But they could do something where and literally this is why Strowman should have been involved and Alexa Bliss should have been involved.
Yeah.
And then it would have all made sense.
Yeah.
Now Bray may have said, oh yeah, I want Dexter Lumis. So who says that? Right. But and Nikki Cross rather than Alexa Bliss. Nothing against Nikki Cross, but she had a career and now she doesn't have a career.
Yeah.
Now she is just playing the girl from the ring.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do anything. But go on, Dev.
See, they peaked way too fast at the very beginning. They debuted by shooting Chad Gable in the head.
Well, yeah. I knew it was over from the next episode though, where their target. We've come to take out Chad Gable, who was already a heel.
Yeah.
Nothing made sense about this.
If they had done it like the Ministry, where every episode they kidnap, and for example, episode 1 they need to kidnap Nikki Cross, and then she comes up as Sister Abigail in the next episode, and then they kidnap Dexter Lumis, and he turns into one of their minions, and then they kidnap whoever else and turn him into their minions, like the Ministry and Mabel, like at the Royal Rumble.
I think they had to get away from the kidnapping side ever since Muhammad Hassan, is it? Muhammad Hassan?
Well, they must have done a kidnapping angle in between.
That's a name I wasn't expecting to hear in this program.
They must have done a kidnapping angle since then.
Yeah, Loomis kidnaps everyone, like kidnaps someone. The Miz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a funny scene where Karrion Kross and Scarlett were talking, and in the background you can see Miz getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
Okay, well anyway, so far we've covered Roman versus Bronson. Next up we've got Rhea and Io versus Kabuki Warriors tag team match.
This is low key becoming one of my favorite storylines. Is this sort of
okay?
The sort of mental beat down of Kyrie, and it's like, what's she going to do? Is she going to go full heel with Asuka, or is she going to at some point rebel.
The thing is with that, right? I love this whole thing with Kyrie and Asuka. With Asuka just keeps shouting for her. But the thing is, what I didn't get as well last week, Kyrie is like in between at the moment.
Yeah.
But she done that really dangerous move to the Alabama Slam to Io. Like,
Yeah.
if you're in between, you should be trying to kill her.
It's a wrestling match. It's not known as a kill
But it was
move.
against the ring apron. Like,
Actually, yes, yeah, it was.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Yeah, that actually looks really quite rough.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, that should be a spot where if you hating the person, shouldn't even actually be a spot. To be fair,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, isn't it a very similar spot which they say messed up Adam Cole?
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, ugh. It's one of these things that you shouldn't really be doing, and they need to learn from the things that they shouldn't really be doing. Because, sorry, just to segue a moment, I think Stephanie McMahon had a podcast with Big E where he basically said, "Yeah, my career's he now sees it as over," and it's like you need to learn from what you're doing on the outside of the ring, in particular, because that's where a lot of these things seem to happen like this. But yeah, okay. So who have we got? Well, it's Australia, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm saying that Bronson's going to lose, then Rhea has to win.
Team Rio win, but I'm sure that Asuka and Kyrie will do something afterwards to keep the momentum going. It's probably going to be a one-on-one of some kind between Nia and Asuka at the next big
I really want the Kabuki Warriors to win, but
yeah, go on, Dev.
I think the Blue Man Group's going to win, but I don't know if Buddy Murphy's going to be involved.
Which one counts as the Blue Man Group? The ones that are blue or that make blue?
The ones that are blue.
Okay. Right. Next up, we have.
What was that about Buddy Matthews? You're saying?
I don't know if they're going to involve Buddy Matthews in it at all.
Of course they're not. It's the AEW contract.
Isn't
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the House of Black, wasn't he?
He's still on the contract.
I thought he left.
No, he's been injured for that since like February.
Oh.
No, he's
okay, but that doesn't mean anything in AEW. Like a lot of people you see once every 9 months. It's like we were saying about Rio. Every single match she has, it's a return. You know? Okay, next up we have Stephanie Vicaire and Tiffany Stratton. Vicaire, I think is going to win this, but this is for the Crown Jewel Mega Championship. If ever a title needed to be called the Mega Championship, it was there.
Right.
Yeah.
Vicaire's winning.
Vicaire's winning.
Yeah.
Is Booker going to be on commentary though? I want Booker on commentary for that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I don't think he will be.
I kind of really hate the fact that she's so over because of some pervy commentator loving a move of hers.
She must love it. Like she had the move.
It got her over.
Booker got her over.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. I kind of resent the fact that that's what got her over. It wasn't her incredible wrestling ability. It was.
It's just like
that.
I just wonder, like, imagine like that where it became like the first night, like Charmel, like, hey, what is this? And then like the next week, she's like, Booker, you did it again. And now he's like, oh, but they tell me to. And then you just hear, yeah. No, it's great. It's so good. Dev.
By mentioning Charmel, you just reminded me of Kurt Angle talking about Charmel and like.
Whoa.
No.
Okay, I don't recall what you're talking about. But
let's not go there. But.
Okay, David, you know exactly what it is.
I genuinely don't remember.
Really?
No, I'll have to look this up. I genuinely have no recollection. Next up, we have Cody versus Seth for the Crown Jewel Mega Championship.
As much as I hate to say it, Seth has to win it.
Yep.
True, actually. I think that's a good point. Go on,
yes, Dad. But what if what if he doesn't? Because then that opens up a lot more. Because then you could play on that. Because then, say for instance, if Seth loses it, you see already the tension between Heyman, Seth already.
Yeah.
What if he then loses it, and then like again, there's certain things you can play into it. He loses it, they have loose confidence in him, and it starts tearing a ripping between them.
The only thing is, it's like, especially with Brock being back,
Right.
then you have Brock replace Seth as is in his role in that group.
Exactly.
Which, to be honest, Heyman, Bronson Reed, whatever, Bron Breakker is a natural Paul Heyman guy. Everything about him screams Paul Heyman guy. Yeah. Nothing about Seth does.
No.
Nothing at all.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all. But the only thing is, I still feel like that belt, the World Heavyweight Championship, feels like the B title. It feels like they need to give it, because if Cody wins it a second year in a row, I also think there's a chance where people will be like, oh, Cody again.
That's what I'm there saying.
Yeah.
This will actually lead into it, and it will open up more, because then Cody, everyone's going to get sick and tired. He can actually start turning heel a little bit.
Yeah.
There's seeds already there for it.
Like apparently he never wants to, but Dev
will never turn.
Yeah.
So, like, it's been perfect because for the last few weeks we've been building up a Seth Rollins mental breakdown because he's like afraid of losing, afraid of like not being able to live up to the thing. And if he loses and Brock takes his place, the faction can be his bros. They can all be bros together.
Brock, yeah, that'd be even. Look, Dave, Dev, Gav, David, right? We've all put up those V's, guys, right? Okay, but in the same sense, that would be the bros.
Yeah.
Brock, Bron. Is there another one? Shame Matt Riddle turned out to be who Matt Riddle. Otherwise, that would have just naturally fitted.
And with Cody winning again, it could lead to a redo of the Homelander storyline, where he thinks he's a good guy, but he's actually the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to say Seth has to win that.
I think the only reason I say that is because that whole bit with Heyman telling him what would happen if he lost and all that stuff was included in its entirety in the Raw YouTube highlights, which they don't usually do on those things. They just do match clips and have a couple of little clips here and there, but that entire segment was in there. And I thought, okay, that obviously is leading somewhere if they're including that entire bit.
Yeah. Okay, and then what I hope will be the main event, because it shouldn't be Cody versus Seth.
It will be.
It shouldn't be though. Like, and the reason why Cena is against AJ is because it's the fans want it. So Cena, is this going to be? It's October, right? This is Cena's penultimate pay-per-view, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You should main event it.
I think they'll start it.
Okay, right. I'm just going to say now. Well, actually, I was going to say AJ's going to win, but since he's leaving us next year as well, chickening out, then I'm going to say Cena's going to win this.
Yeah, it's like a true wrestling fan, David. It's like, he's leaving us. Like, I want him to live a healthy life.
Like, I feel betrayed by AJ. Like, how can he do this? Like,
we don't get old.
Yeah, like he can't get old. He still feels like the new guy.
You just want him to do the spinal tap again.
Sorry?
I really want him to do the spinal tap during the Cena match.
But didn't he say that he can't do it anymore? He's lost it. Yeah.
A lot of stuff. I don't know why you do like an AJ style tribute page or something, David. Like get him in. Like, stay with us, please. I've got an entire community of wrestling fans that all happen to be called Dave, and AJ can reply, "The Dave community."
That's very good. That's very good. Yeah. So anyway, I think Cena's going to probably win, but
he has to after that Brock loss.
Yeah.
He's come back from it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
it said something about the booking of this anyway, considering that this was a match that was just made just after that Brock match, just because Cena basically went, right, I want to face AJ. I'm going to make it happen on socials.
Yeah.
Can you believe that though?
I don't
No.
Maybe not. Like, I do wonder if there is an aspect. Look, Goldberg had his last match, and then he was like, they cut off my speech. I feel a bit pissed off about it. And then Cena might be sat there thinking, Triple H made me a heel. Everything's gone to shit. And now I'm jobbing to Lesnar coming back. I lost the world title. This is one of the this is why you don't announce a retirement tour. It has just been a massive disappointment.
I want to go back on that. I think Cena was meant to win, but he said no, Lesnar to win, apparently.
Oh, yeah, but this is what we said at the time, because he's putting over that bright, young, new talent, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You know. But, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, my God. So AJ Styles retires next year. Brock Lesnar's retirement tour will be the year after that.
Or Randy.
Well, then I was going to say Randy Orton surely next after that.
Punk?
I think Punk's going to Terry Funk it now.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's back. He's just never going to leave. Punk will eventually be thrown out by HR department in NXT's women's locker room. That's what's eventually going to happen. But God, Dev.
I was going to say, it's weird how they're doing the Australia show because they put a pay-per-view quality match in the main event of SmackDown. I feel that the main event of SmackDown should have been on the pay-per-view itself.
What was it? I didn't see SmackDown.
It was Aleister Black versus I forgot his name. Priest.
Damien Priest.
In the street fight.
Okay.
Did you guys see how it ended?
I didn't see it. What happened?
Right, Selena Vega got involved. And obviously, you know that they're married.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she came out distracted. Priest.
Gav, you missed out a very important part.
Well, yeah, go on.
Aleister Black threw a fireball at Priest.
Oh, do you know what? This is such a weird coincidental thing. As you said it, I found. Oh, hang on.
What are you going to say?
No, I was going to say literally it came up on Twitter as I was looking for the clip. I was going to see what happened. I saw it in real time.
I was going to say
it. So, like Dev was commentating it. So yeah.
Is it the Temu? I can't even speak tonight. Temu version of Cross and what's her name? Scarlett.
Well, possibly.
Yeah.
I did well. Okay, so good for Aleister Black having a main event match. I was never impressed with Aleister Black anywhere. So, and I think they like Damien Priest, leader of the Judgment Day. That was really like, isn't it crazy that to feel the nostalgia for a year and a half ago when both Bloodline and Judgment Day were really hot, and it just felt like everything in WWE was going right. And now Damien Priest effectively feels like a completely forgotten individual. Yeah. Bloodline is on its the core phase of Nexus. But go on, Dev.
I just remember how AEW accidentally completely derailed the Bloodline. The Judgment Day. Because
what AEW did?
Yeah, because Edge and Gangrel were supposed to beat Judgment Day and take over. Because AEW used Gangrel the week before, WWE couldn't use him.
They didn't use him, right?
Didn't use him.
They didn't use him. No.
Yeah. Ed said in an interview.
Oh my God!
That they wanted to use Gangrel to help Edge beat the Judgment Day and take it back.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing. I think the fact that they had Edge and Gangrel going to take over the Judgment Day would have been one of the worst decisions in the history of this company. That would have been terrible. Look at the nostalgia for the Brood. Gangrel is 2025. Gangrel does not work.
No.
But Edge, look, think about it this way: Edge, Gangrel, and like pretty deadly as a new Brood.
Sorry.
Pretty deadly.
Deadly new brood.
Isn't it a shame that look? I don't want to. I'm not trying to just be ultra negative on Gangrel here, but isn't it a shame that he just wasn't better in the ring? Because the look, the entrance, the music,
The music
it was
was
very
brilliant.
good.
I would argue he was good in ring. He had some innovative stuff in there. He did an innovative version of his elbow drop, the Impaler DDT.
Yeah.
His moveset. He was one of the fun ones to play on No Mercy. He was like he had some unique moves on there.
Okay, but okay, let me
go on.
Yeah, go. No, you might be about to say the same thing. Go on.
I was about to say, what derailed him was the fact he couldn't fucking speak. That's what derailed him.
He didn't need to speak. He was a vampire, right?
But have you not seen the very first SmackDown where the first time that the Brood speak?
Yeah.
This was on. I'll shout out Attitude Era podcast, who did a great segment on this on their podcast when they reviewed this show about the fact that this is the first time they ever speak, and Gangrel just fluffs his lines so much. It's build up to the thing, and Michael Hayes is interviewing him, and he's about to speak for the first time, and suddenly goes, "Yes, the Brood was not allowed to speak by the Undertaker, but now we're free to do what we want, and we will do all this." It was just so monotone, and he kept forgetting his words, and his tongue got caught up in his fangs, and it was just so weird. And even Edge and Christian couldn't save it. Do you remember when Edge did the feud with Seth Rollins, and he was like back to being Brood Edge, and he did that thing about saying, "Beware, take care, because the freaks come out at night." That was the line he did in that thing, and apparently, allegedly, that might have been improvised to save the segment a little bit, because Gangrel just lost his.
Okay, so who said that? Who saved it?
Edge did that. That's
okay.
I'll call back to that.
So, like, this is my point. So there you had Edge. He's the leader of. Sorry, not Edge. There you have Gangrel, and he's the leader of Edge and Christian. It's like, well, the leader is the least talented one in the ring. Well, we'll put him with a new team. It's Matt and Jeff Hardy. Well, sorry, Gangrel. It's like. This is why if he could have been, imagine if he was on par with any of the people that he was teamed up with there.
And then I'm sorry, Dave, I'm going to do it in a sec, but then when he became Matt and Jeff's new Brood manager, they then went into a feud with Edge and Christian to win the managerial services of Terry, which Hardy won. So essentially, and Gangrel was right there with them, going, "Yeah, let's get this, win that match, guys. Let's do this." It's not one point is he going, "Hold on. But you're wrestling to get a new manager? What?"
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, for shame. Right, Dev, I'll come to you, but then we need to wrap up with Joe for Geek Battle.
I still say they should have dubbed Gangrel with Shane like they did with Kantai. They should have just dubbed Gangrel's all his lines dubbed by Shane like Kantai.
Indeed. Right, amazing. Right,
I didn't know that was Shane until about a year ago.
Same.
You didn't know it was Shane?
Yeah, I didn't know it was Shane until about a year ago.
Okay.
Same, yeah.
Right, now let's find out where we can find everyone on social media, starting with Dave.
Oh, hello. Dagirino on X and David Jervis Green elsewhere. Improv stuff, LAPD Improv.
Okay, Gav.
I usually say don't follow me, but I have some stuff in the pipe where you guys know already.
Oh, we've got to do this live on the show at some point. We need to get this on here. Live commentary.
Yeah, no, it's exciting stuff. But are you keeping it on the down low from
at the moment? Yeah, until I get
okay.
stuff sorted. Yeah.
Okay, Dev.
You want me on TikTok and Twitch under the name FWDAT.
Okay, and my name is David Pstansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, X, etc. at David Pstansky. Follow everything Slam Jam Wrestling Show related on YouTube, Twitch, wherever else it is, Facebook. And with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, keep slamming and jamming, and enjoy Crown Jewel.
Subscribe.
Boom, and we're off the air.